Origin Story Chapter 1, The Gamer Narumi. Ch1! So unfair! That's how it goes, shorty. Toru, there's no use complaining to your older sister. I don't care if a new game is out, you're going to school. Yada yada. Even though my little brother just started high school, he's throwing a tantrum over not being able to skip school to play a game as soon as it goes live. But Ch1's gonna get to play it first! It's not fair! Narumi doesn't have class today, so it can't be helped. Well, technically I have class second hour, but the professor's on a trip. Even if the students can slack off in college, it doesn't mean the professor should as well, my goodness. Little brother, even if you don't go to school, the game doesn't go live until lunchtime, and what's so great about connecting to the game as soon as it goes live? The server will probably be flooded, so you'll get kicked off every 5 minutes just trying to make an account. Everyone's been looking forward to this game, so they'll probably have to throttle the amount of people waiting to create their avatars. I never look forward to opening day rush. I know. If you hurry back after school, I'll wait for you to come home before I play. Just waiting to log in could take several hours if you're unlucky, so it's not like it'll be much different, right? Got it. Good grief. Even though I'm usually just his backup for when his friends aren't playing, that spoiled brat, it can't be helped. Our entire family spoils him, and I'm not exactly guiltless here. After she finally got the shorty sent off, my mother turned in my direction. To think both of my children would be so into games. Sorry, Mama, we've stepped into the world of no return. But don't worry, since a mother's smile is still something precious to us, we won't step onto the wrong path and become useless members of society. I stepped past her and gave her a kiss on the cheek before stepping down the entryway and squeezing on my shoes. Oh, who on earth taught you to act like a foreigner? Don't tell me you're kissing people right and left. Mom had turned bright red with a hand to her cheek, looking scandalized, and I laughed and waved lightly at her as I opened the front door. I'm going to meet with Chi now. I won't need lunch. Okay, then take care. I'm off. Even before I knew I wasn't going to play Origin Story until after the shorty got home from school, I had made plans with my friend Chi Mikazuki, since there was something urgent she wanted to talk to me about. The topic is... He broke up with me in the worst way possible. I get it, so that's why he'd be all nervous and everything, but before I said anything, he says, "Look, you need to stop being crazy. It's over, so don't call me again," and hangs up? And then deleted his text account so I can't even text him to tell him I actually called him. Fine, I'll just keep all your DVDs and Blu-rays. No, I'll sell them. Narumi, are you even listening to me? Stop smoking and pay attention. Of course I'm listening. I'm just not surprised at all that he did that. How should I say it? He's the kind of guy that likes to pretend he's a nice guy so the girl's always wrong, right? He always cuts you off when you guys are talking or talks over you when you're with other people. Isn't it a given that I'll be happy our cute Ch1 isn't seeing someone who doesn't appreciate how charming she is? I take another drag on my cigarette. Even though tobacco isn't getting any cheaper, I'm cutting down to 2 a day, so it's an improvement. Narumi, you... How can you say such a line so easily? Why are you so handsome, gentle to girls, and confident? If you'd quit smoking, stop gaming so much, and lose those ridiculous boobs, you'd be the perfect Eichmann. No. Then I'd be a completely different person, yeah? Then 2 out of 3. Stop being an otaku and get a sex change. Then be my boyfriend. So why the most difficult ones? And I'm not an otaku, I'm just a gamer. Jeez. She's even more worked up than usual after this breakup. I guess the guy did text her the day before their anniversary plans, saying, "I don't want to waste any more money on this relationship because it's not going anywhere, so we're breaking up." By the way, "it's not going anywhere" is his code for "we haven't gone all the way yet." Even though I know they've done some fooling around. And even though she was holding out because she wanted to be sure she wasn't dating yet another guy who's just in it for the sex. Yeah, I know, irony. Also, he hated me and yelled at Chi every time she hung out with me without telling him. Dude, it's way uncool to be jealous of your girlfriend's female childhood friend. Well, Chi, it's not every day that a guy breaks up with you and leaves over 55,000 yen worth of stuff as a consolation prize. Since he doesn't want them back, you should sell them and try out Origin Story with me. Yeah, I know. That's the only redeeming part of this whole... Wait a minute, Narumi. Have you been surfing your phone looking at the game this entire time? Of course not. This is Chi's time to vent, right? I wouldn't do something so rude. Then what's that? What awful timing. Chi pointed right at my phone, which showed the Origin Story the VRMMO website. And by bad timing, I mean, little brother, what the fuck you doing in the middle of class? It's Toru. He just sent me this link. I thought it was going to be something important at first. Well, I hold it up so Chi can see. It's really a text from Toru-kun. Isn't he in school right now? I won't be surprised if he gets his phone confiscated. If it happens, I'm going to text his phone and tell the teacher to keep it for a few days. Narumi, you're always picking on Toru-kun. By the way, I was being serious about you playing the game, though. Even though Even though you know I'm trying to cut down on games and light novels, how mean. I'm not going to do something that reeks of otaku-ness, like joining a VRMMO game on the day it starts. For some reason, she thinks guys worth dating won't want an otaku for her girlfriend, and of course she doesn't want to date an otaku. I won't say I understand her reasoning behind it, but, well, I think everyone has the right to decide for themselves who they want to be associated with, though it seems to be very stressful to be as particular as she is. She won't play, huh? However, I'm not Chi's childhood friend for nothing. It's too bad, even though I thought the armor designs were pretty good in this game. See? Look, I thought this one would look really good on Chi, right? And look, they made it so crafters can change the appearances this much, nah? All those ones that just have the stats for Tusker's armor tier 2, but they can be customized just with crafting this much. Seriously? Her eyes got really big. See, Chi watches just a little bit of anime, plays just a few games, reads just a few novels, but secretly, she's a huge cosplayer. She actually attends a lot of events and everything. Just change your major to fashion design and go to technical school already. But, well, I'd like to be able to rub it in his face that he can't get those movies back because I bought gaming equipment with it. I might even be able to sell it for more than usual for store credit and use the credit to buy the game. Right? What? What's with these races? I thought VRMMOs tried to keep everyone human, like Second Life or Fantasy Sims type of game. Origin Story is about completely becoming part of an entirely different world. That's right. Origin Story's races are really ambitious. Human, elf, siren, construct, beastkin, and most talked about race everyone's excited for, werewolf. That's right, not a wolf-human-like race. It's a race that can morph from a human into a half-human, half-wolf form. A morphing avatar. It's the first for VRMMOs. Narumi, let's go to the electronics store. And shortly after, she gets started playing Origin Story without me. To think I have to wait for that shorty at a time like this. Speaking of that shorty. Okay, Ch1, I'll see you in-game. Patong. The door to my little brother's room slams shut. Right after he gets home, without even greeting Mom, he runs up to his room, leaving his shoes a mess and his bag and jacket all strewn down the hall. Mom stood there, shaking her head. Was there any need for you to wait for him if the two of you were just going to shut yourselves up in your own rooms? Well, in the end, he went to school, right? We'll eat later, so Mom and Dad should have dinner first. Oh, the two of you had better remember to eat tonight. I closed the door to my room, hooked the phone to the equipment, sit down, and put the headgear on. Finally, the adventure begins with a video tutorial. This is not starting out so well. Welcome to Origin Story the VRMMO. Sorry for the sudden video tutorial, but it will be short. This tutorial was made to point out the differences of Origin Story the VRMMO from conventional VRMMOs, in hopes that you will make an avatar you feel comfortable with. First, talents. There are many talents that you can choose freely according to our leveling system. However, there are also many talents that are acquired through other means. The first of these special talents will be a talent unlocked on Origin Story creation, and a second unlocked by finishing your unique Origin Story instance. Through exploration, completing certain tasks, etc., many other talents can be found throughout the world of Azuria. Second, Origin Story. From your race, your first selected skills, and a series of questions, your own unique origin story will be calculated. In order to prevent exploiting, after hitting Create, you will not be able to return and redo the question part of the character creation. This story will affect the favor you have with certain NPCs and towns, as well as unlocking unique quest lines and skills. Thank you for your patience, and once again, welcome to Origin Story the VRMMO. I see. They don't want people to randomly make their origin story and then get stuck with an avatar they hate only to have to redo it all. Since you can only have one avatar per account, and each account is linked to your phone and retina scan, you can't just start an alt just in case you don't like your first avatar. Competitive players would be furious about all the time wasted. Even though talents will affect your stats just like skills in other VRMMO games, it looks like your origin story will play just as large of a part. As usual, you can't change your gender. Well, that's fine too. Talents. My usual starting set of axe, because of course I'm going to go for two-handed axe later. I want increased HP. It's called bolstered endurance here. Let's see. Since I hate getting attacked by stealth-type PKers or monster ambushes, let's go with sharp senses. After all, for the first 5 levels, a solo player has to go for survivability. It's okay if it takes me a while to level the talents as long as I don't die too much. The death penalty is way too harsh in this game. Equipment damage plus 1 hour debuff of 50% stats and reduced talent EXP gain is too much, but the devs are making their message clear. Try not to die. For the last one, should I go with combat or should I go with something else? Let's go with scavenge for my last one. I'm curious how the crafting is set up, so I'll get started earlier on gathering materials. Just 4 talents? Oh, that's right. The 5th and 6th will be given after I finish my origin story. I wonder what they will be. After selecting my talents, inputting my race, and adjusting my appearance, it's finally time for the questions for the origin story. Despite their warning, they still have random as an option for all these questions. At birth, you were normal, one with a great destiny, the heir to a wealthy family in the slums, random. Too much Chuni, normal please. How did you acquire your abilities? Training through the gods, at birth, out of necessity, random. Too much Chuni, training please. Let's see, where does your power come from? Divine, darkness, arcane magic, nature, pain, myself, society, the ether, random. Wait, if I say arcane magic, could I get something like a talent that lets me set my axe on fire to attack enemies with? Because that would be pretty cool. Then no, wait, that's not a 100% sure thing. If I say pain, would it basically be like making a berserker? Other than divine, evil, and society, I don't really care. Let's at least deselect arcane magic for now and come back later. Whoa, instead of going away, the filled-in button turned into an X. What does that mean? Let's use the tooltip prompt. This mark indicates that you've disabled this option from being chosen with random. Oh, I see now. So let's mark Divine, Evil, and Society as disabled. Good. I'm glad they made it so people like me who aren't too particular about the roleplay can coast through these questions. And so I continued answering the questions until I reached the end. Then I got tired of it and just started answering random to all of them. The devs must have foreseen that and put the video tutorial in to try to make us pay attention all the way through. My bad. It didn't work. Lastly, its name, which of course is Naru-sen. There's a nickname option too. That will be Naru. Why such a weird name? Of course there's a profound reason, which is that it's never taken. Sure, if the name you want is taken, there's always the option of making up a random name and making your nickname the name you actually want. Well, it's inconvenient for people searching for you through the game's social listings, so I made up a name that sounded kind of fantasy-like. And it's a weird name, so it's always available on any game I play. If people from my friends list on other games are playing here, they'll know it's me immediately. Alright, let's check on talents and create. Yay! And here's a little extra, the rest of Narumi's answers. On a scale from 1, completely physical, to 10, completely magical, how important is physical abilities to magical abilities to you? 3. What is the company you keep like? Prefer to be alone. What do you prefer to do? Random, with enabled Explore, Hunt, Quest, and disabled Craft, PvP, Raid, Socialize. Are you experienced with battle? Random, with enabled I seek out battles. Only with hunting. Been on the battlefield. With disabled, not at all. Only through training. Only assassination. Did you undergo a life-changing experience? The random, with enabled all. Yes, horrific. Yes, for good. Yes, for evil. And no. What setting do you prefer? Random, with enabled all. Big city, small village, backstreets, forest, wilderness, mountains, ocean, caves. Was there someone you relied on? Random, with enabled all. No. Family, ancestors, a teacher, a benefactor, a god. How were you treated in your childhood? Random, with enabled all. Respected, hated, normal, idolized, trained hard as a weirdo. And there's a little author note if you want to read that. This is... I like this story. No, I love this story, but this is like the 4th time I've had to read it because the videos keep messing up for some reason. I don't know if it's fate or something. I don't want it to be like that, but you know, I just keep trying. This time is probably okay, but rough start. Yeah, I don't know how often these are going to come out. Today's a Saturday, so maybe they'll just come out on Saturdays. Alright, Saturdays, guys. Saturdays we get AxeBear. At least, you know, I've solidified the voices I want to use in my head and in the show. I tried to be, you know, a little bit feminine with Naru, but then Naru herself isn't that effeminate. So her friends I went a little bit more feminine with, and then I think on my first go around I hadn't realized the little brother was high school age and I gave him like the little kid voice. I still don't like his voice that much. I hope I don't have to use it often. That one might change because he is in high school, but he's supposed to be the snotty little brother, so I don't know exactly what kind of voice I should give him. Yeah. And of course, all of the game text and things is just my regular narrating voice, because this is how it works.